The Cowboys got their butts kicked in what was almost a nationally televised game. It was a couple of local markets that did not have the game. And to the surprise of nobody, the Bill Belichick rumors immediately started afterward. These are certainly not going to go away anytime soon. The latest report that came in Sunday evening was from Jordan Schultz, who said, while owner Jerry Jones is committed to Mike McCarthy, many around the league wonder if Dallas could become the primary landing spot for Bill Belichick this offseason. If the Cowboys make a change, they will make a change. They will not just run it back, barring a shocking development in terms of actually good play on the field. According to multiple sources, Belichick has a really great, quote-unquote, relationship with the Jones family. McCarthy's in the final year of his deal, 3 through the season, all 3 losses coming at home. These rumors are not going to go away because exactly like Jordan said, other people outside of the Dallas organization, around the league, they speculate heavily that it could be Jerry and Bill in Dallas because Jerry wants to win now. Bill wants to win now. They don't always see eye to eye on how to win now, and that could be an issue we'll get to here in a second. But Belichick wants to try to win football games and set that record for most wins. You can make an argument Dallas is a decent spot. There are real issues with this we'll get to here in a second. But if and when, really when the Cowboys invite Mike McCarthy to not return and or fire him, we will have you covered. We will have Mike McCarthy replacements available for you on demand on Tuesday as well. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/CowboysTV. I do expect there will be some level of mutual interest. How much that mutual interest is, I don't know. We won't really know until January because there are issues to figure out here. There are problems between a potential marriage between Jerry Jones and Bill Belichick that you have to figure out. It's kind of like in an actual marriage. You should talk about if you want to have kids or not. These are the type of big picture stuff you need to figure out before you hire them or anything else. The possible issues you might run into here. How much control does Belichick get? And does he want? Because if he wants to be the GM in title and reality, that's an issue for Jerry Jones. That's an issue for Will McClay and Stephen Jones. If Bill's down to just be the head coach, that could be very appealing to members of that organization. You also have to wonder, okay, how much credit is Jerry Jones going to get? Because that's been an issue. Jerry wants the credit. He wants to win his way. If he brings in Bill and they win, is he going to get the level of credit his ego needs to have? From my perspective, I want to know who the offensive coordinator is because I don't want to hire Josh McDaniels. He's a fine OC. I don't want to go down that path. I've seen how it plays out in the end everywhere he goes when it's not Tom Brady, and it's not good. I don't want that again. I also think you have to figure out, is Bill Belichick actually the best option for your coaching staff? If you're doing your jobs, which they don't like to do, the front office is going to interview a lot of people. You can't interview Bill Belichick and Mike Zimmer and interview Al Harris and Adam Dirty and Joe Witt and Marvin Lewis again and say, okay, we did our jobs. You have to do a real coaching search, like actually real coaching search. Maybe the answer is Belichick. Maybe it's not. So do you want to hire Bill Belichick as the Cowboys head coach? It's the pinned comment on today's video. So if that ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. Y for yes, N for no. Full disclosure, I am going to repeat myself a lot with this next phrase between now and January/February. But I need a real coaching search. Hiring a coach is hard. The stuff that normally gets you hired, being a good play caller, isn't the stuff that leads to you being a great head coach in most cases. Now, there's some overlap there, but it's not one-to-one. So you should interview upwards of a dozen coaches, a dozen candidates, cast a wide net, and actually do a real head coaching search. Because if you interview 5 or 6 people and you do the bare minimum, like you did with Garrett, like you did with Mike McCarthy, you're setting yourself up for more failure. Hiring a head coach is not easy. It can go wrong for you. It can be even worse than it is right now with Mike McCarthy. So you owe it to your team, to your franchise, to your fans, to look at a lot of different options. You should do multiple waves of coaches. I should have a new video every day on the Cowboys Report. Cowboys just interviewed 2 more guys. Cowboys interviewed somebody else. That should happen 5 times. and 10, 12 coaching interviews total. The last time this organization did a real, actual coaching search was 2007. That was when they hired Wade Phillips. They then just promoted Jason Garrett because Jerry loved him. And they gave him far too much time. They interviewed Marvin Lewis and Mike McCarthy the last time around, which was a joke of a coaching search. You have to interview more people this time. Otherwise, you're not doing your jobs. Today's show is made possible by Game Time. Game Time has a new feature. It's called Game Time Picks. It makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to only show you incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. It is curation designed to save you even more on sports, concerts, comedy, theater, etc. The all-in price feature, just toggle it on to show your total cost up front, so there are no surprise fees at checkout. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So if you're trying to go to a sports game, a concert, a comedy event, a theater show, whatever, Game Time is the place to do it. Download the Game Time app today over at gametime.co. Create your account and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. But again, create your account, redeem code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase. Again, those terms apply, but check the comments section and the description of today's show. It's gametime.co, promo code CHATSPORTS. Let's talk the offensive line here. I still don't know if Tyler Guyton was benched or not, and maybe we never really will know. He didn't start, and he did not go in with the backups when the game was out of hand and the rest of the backups began to play. So that makes me speculate and have the theory, that's what it is, I'm not treating it as fact here, that he wasn't 100%, and he was just the emergency option, where if they had to go to Tyler Guyton and play him with the bum knee, it was, 80, 90% of him was still better than 100% of Matt, well, let's go, or whatever. What's actually more concerning, though, coming out of this game, the offensive line stunk. And in a way that, even though they've had their issues this year, that was by far their worst game of the season. And it wasn't even close. And that's what's in part is so concerning to me. Your Hall of Fame offensive guard, Zack Martin, and maybe it was the back issue that caused them to miss a day of practice. That was the worst game I have ever seen him play. Do you guys know what his PFF pass blocking grade was? It was 0. That's Chaz Green stuff. He got beat 7 times, touching a sack, a hit, and 5 hurries. He had a flag, too. I've never seen Zack Martin have that bad of a game. And I just don't get it unless it was the back issue. Look, Dak Prescott was pressured on 47.4% of his throws. That's not good. In fact, that is the highest rate he has faced since week 12 of 2022. It's been nearly 2 years. It felt like he was under constant harassment. That is why. In fact, since with the NFL Pro stats that are available, okay, go back to 2018, it is a top 5 rate. And it wasn't like he was throwing the ball or holding the ball for a long time. His time to throw was 2.62, his second fastest this season. They just got beat fast. You can't win games like that. One of the many things you can't win games with. The entire offensive line, for whatever reason, just seemed completely out of sync. They had 24 pass rush reps with Aiden Hutchinson against Terrence Steele. They chipped or helped 2 times with Terrence Steele. They chipped or helped 2 times on those same reps with Tyler Smith. That doesn't make any sense to me. The O-line, with only one real change, personnel-wise, which was pulling Guyton out, got way worse. Probably not all that fault, since Smith and Bass were mostly fine. It was the rights that gave you so many issues. I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was just a week of injuries and banged-upness and just lack of cohesion, but that can't happen, man. So back to Guyton. Would you put him back in there in week 8, I guess, in the next game? S for start, B for bench. Let me know in the comments section. Let's wrap up this portion of today's show with some running back conversation. The Cowboys started Rico Dowdle again this week. And then Ezekiel Elliott had more snaps and more carries than him. And I genuinely don't know why. Here are the snaps. First quarter, Rico had 6, Zeke had 8. Second quarter, Rico had 4, Zeke had 2. Third quarter, Rico had 2, Zeke had 7. Fourth quarter, Rico had 7, Zeke had 11. Now, look, maybe there was an injury to Rico he got banged up on and pulled himself out. But here's what this looks like, the outside eye. Not knowing what went on in the meetings and in-game and all that stuff. Ezekiel Elliott spoke about his role to the coaching staff. And then he just so happened to get more touches and more snaps this week. I honestly, if it is what it looks like, and open mouths get fed, and Zeke complained about his role and got more playing time as a result, after very clearly you had the best running back performance from a raw number perspective against the Steelers in over a year, that's bad. And maybe that was Mike McCarthy. Maybe it's Jerry Jones. But I think we have to be honest with ourselves here, guys. Ezekiel Elliott isn't good anymore. We've had 38 carries, 3 yards per carry. It has gotten worse 4 years in a row. He's not the same guy anymore. And if you're not going to use him in short yardage, if you're not going to use him in pass protection, if you're just going to use him as an every down regular backup, what are we doing here? How does that make sense? You have a better back in Rico Dowdle. Now, there are more issues than just who gets the snaps and the carries touches. There's the scheme is not good. The O-line has not done its job. All of that is true. Let's not compound the problem by giving more snaps to the lesser player. Let's not make that mistake too. That is an easily controllable, fixable thing. So let's do that. I don't understand it. I need a better explanation. Because right now, it looks like Zeke complained and somebody said Zeke needs more snaps. And that is not what the film says should be happening.